Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to the Cantina. I know this is short notice, but I just got done. I just got back from watching The Empire Strikes Back at the movie theater, and wow, it was the newer version, of course. I kind of wish it hadn't been, but still, the power of the story, the power of the movie, is beyond anything I can really describe. Now, my dog is in his kennel. He has been nuts all night. I just got, just a minute. You be quiet, okay? He really wants to be out, and I've had him out. He's in his kennel with his food, which he won't eat. But anyway, I I'm angry right now. I am. I mean, watching that movie and it bringing back so many emotions. I couldn't really. I felt like I'd seen it for the first time, but there's so many things going on in the movie that I didn't notice. You know, Carrie Fisher really was crying at the scene where they put Han in carbonite. I mean, Leia was crying, and I didn't really notice it. I remember, hey, Mazarius, thanks. I didn't really notice it until tonight. But it's such a powerful story, and it's such a testament to George Lucas, to Irv Kershner, to Lee Brackett, even to Larry Kasdan, when Larry Kasdan was actually a decent storyteller. And, you know, the cast, I mean, you can't get better than Mark Hamill, who was actually better than I remembered. And I've seen the movie on TV a million. I was 12. I saw it like 8 or 9 times that summer. And for some reason, when it was out, 40 years. It's been 40 years. So, yeah. But, you know, when you watch it on TV, you don't, I mean, of course you remember Harrison Ford because he's such a big presence. But you don't realize how good everybody else was. Just a minute. Will you stop it? You're pathetic. Fucker. It's not like I haven't seen him. He was crawling on me like a monkey just about 5 minutes ago. Anyway, you know, back to what I was saying, but you forget how good everybody else was. Even the guy that played General Riken, who I thought should have had a bigger role throughout the series. That was a good character. And I'm glad that the EU sort of kept him alive. That was a character that deserved more than he got, I think. But that movie is just that good. Now, the bad part. A lady and her mother walk in. They probably were at the Antifa BLM riot downtown in my little town that afternoon. Had brought the grandkids. A little girl dressed like fucking Ray. And a bratty little boy. And they were actually surprisingly quiet because I was prepared for me to get up, walking out to tell the manager, if she doesn't tell those 2 kids to shut the fuck up, I'm gonna go fucking postal. Okay. They were quiet. They got up and down all the time, but they were quiet. But they sat right in fucking front of me. All right. And then, you know, other people, I think we were the only people in the theater. It's a multiplex. It was the only movie showing, I think. Somebody went to go see Tenet, but The Empire Strikes Back had most of the people. Hi, Pocket. And it's a testament. You saw people my age, maybe a little younger, Generation Xers with their kids. there. Birdie, how you doing? And it was good. But I was really insulted by seeing that woman with her bratty kid dressed up as Ray. Fucking insulted. Here you've got, in my opinion, the greatest female heroine in film history, Leia Organa. And this little brat bitch kid is wearing fucking Ray shit. You know, mommy, you suck. And apparently, you never showed the kids these movies before they saw that. Okay? And they were so fucking out of their minds that they weren't, I mean, the attention span of goldfish. Anyway, I don't like millennial parents. All right? I mean, I think that all their kids should be taken away from them and given to people like me. She was, hey, Austin, she was about 7 years old. About a year younger than I was when I first saw, no, 2 years younger than I was when I first saw Star Wars, the original, A New Hope, in 1977. So, you know, but the movie is so powerful. I waited for the credits. That's how long I sat there. And you're gonna love it. Mommy and the kids and Granny, they were parked next to me. And I have a video about it that I'm gonna upload probably tomorrow or Monday onto my channel, just so. And she heard me say fucking Ray. Her kid dressed up like fucking Ray. Good, cause Ray fucking sucks, and I don't care if your little brat goddamn piece of shit kid likes her. There's things you don't allow. Anyway, so I was driving and I got madder and madder and madder and madder as I'm going along. Stopped to get some food at the grocery store. And this is the only glass of wine I'm having tonight because I'm taking that little fucker out one more time for a short walk. And then we're going to bed. My husband is at work because apparently they didn't do the fireworks on the 4th of July, so they're doing them now. And they do them from the Navy base, so he's got to be there. He's not going to be home until 11. I'm either going to be up reading or I'm going to be sound asleep. Anyway, but I was driving home and I was madder and madder and madder and madder and madder. Sent a tweet out to J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson, just ripping their guts out about what shitty filmmakers they are. The fucking sequel trilogy can't fucking stand up to the OT. Not at the theater, and they fucking know it. Okay, sorry for dropping F-bombs, but I'm pissed, and I'm drinking wine. They can't, and they fucking know it. These worthless, poorly trained hacks, talentless, brain-dead morons. Who the fuck did they think they were making these movies? Who? And the people that say that Ryan Johnson's a better director than Irv Kershner. No, he's not. He's not. Go watch The Empire Strikes Back again. Go watch it at the fucking theater, not in your house. Go to the theater and watch it. Then you come back and you tell me. You come back and you tell me. You come tell me that he's a better scriptwriter than Lee Brackett. You know. Yeah, well, that was funny, Maze. I mean, every time Han would, you know, pull his cocky bullshit on Leia, I was laughing. And the reason why is this. When you start to realize who Han Solo is, you know he's full of shit. She knew he was full of shit. And then you realize what she's doing with Luke. He's like her safety vest. He's like a safety guard. You know, she didn't like him in that way. You know, she didn't. She's just like, he's a crash helmet. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a Sex and the City reference, but it works in that situation. And I think the thing that's so funny is that watching that movie and then reading the EU novels that surrounded it, then going into Return of the Jedi, and then reading everything else, despite the problems I had at the courtship of Princess Leia and a few other things, it all made sense. I mean, the ST was like a drunk's acid trip or something. And you're right about that, Maze. You're right about that. But I gotta tell you, if I could do it, and Maze, this is for you and Jay and John and Craig and anybody else. If I had the money, you'd all be here. We would have gone to the movie. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I did cry. I did cry. I cried my makeup off. And I'm gonna say this, it redefined my hatred for Boba Fett. What a lousy fucking character, what an overrated character. Okay, I'm sorry if you like him, but where's the beef? As we said in the 80s, there ain't nothing there. And then the motherfucker dies ingloriously. Han Solo kills him, but not in the way he should have. You know, but it still redefined my hatred for him. Okay, so every time I see people talk about Boba Fett, I want to go, force choke. Anyway, I would have all you guys over afterwards because there's a giant here. There's a giant here that has 30-day cold, dry aged fucking steaks. And I would spend the money. We would all have those steaks. Okay? Wouldn't that be a goddamn trip? And really good wine and whatever else you wanted. And we'd sit around and talk about Star Wars. And then everybody could pass out wherever they were. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be goddamn fun? Oh, you just, when I realized, we call it the, I forget what my husband calls this giant, but it's like a giant on another level. It's a really upscale giant. I'm walking past a meat case and it's a 5-day aged beef, 10-day, and then 30-day. And I'm like, la, 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 la. I'm like, oh, you're goddamn right. I'm doing that. I am doing that. And it will be epic. It will be an epic feast. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine going to a theater with a bunch of your Phantom Menace buddies to see The Empire Strikes Back, and then coming home and discussing it? You know, everything from the Battle of Hoth to, Dagobah and Luke's training with Yoda, and then Han and Leia, and the overreaction to Boba Fett, and Vader's. It just, when you're watching the movie, and if it's at the theaters where you live, get your ass up and go, and then tell me you did. Okay. When Vader is reaching out to Luke as they're trying to escape, and the Falcon finally hits hyperdrive, and I've said this to Maze and the guys, and Piet's like, he's gonna kill me. And Vader's standing there, and he puts his head down, and he walks away with his hands behind his back. You just got to meet Anakin fucking Skywalker right there. That's who you met. And that's who it was. And he knew. I mean, that's because if Vader had been Vader, he would have killed Piet. He would have blamed Piet and killed him. But he didn't. Walked away. That was Anakin. You just saw Anakin. And that was awesome. And I don't really think that George Lucas and Irv Kershner and the writers really intended that. She was, yeah, Shaq, she was dressed like fucking Ray. That was the insult. We couldn't see the Leia buns. You know, you got the greatest heroine in film history there. And your little rugrat is dressed like a fucking Mary Sue piece of shit. You know? But anyway, it's just, you gotta go see it at the theater to remember how good that movie is. You know, you have to. Who says that, Maze? You know, but again, you have to go to see the movie at the theater to remember how good it is. That's okay, Shaq. I understand. I get it. So anyway, it's been a really, I think, a real defining moment. You know, for me, watching that movie again in the theater. Yeah, if I was that mommy, I'd be like, no, you're not. But of course, my kid wouldn't like Ray. You know, my kid is bitching at me right now in his crate because I won't let him out. But if I let him out, you're going to see me running around chasing him around the house, trying to keep him from chewing shit up or shitting on the floor, peeing. You know, we're still going through that. All right. Yes, he peed in the garage. Daddy will be pissed. But what can I do? Daddy left at 4:30. I got home at 6:45. You'd think you could hold it for that long. But anyway, you know, you don't really realize how good those movies are until you get to see them at the theater. And I'm talking about the original trilogy. I really hope they do a theater run of the prequels, because I will go and see them too. Yes, they are. They're exactly like 2-year-olds on 4 legs. And he was climbing me like a goddamn monkey when I got home. I let him out of his crate. He's like, Mommy. And part of me is like, oh my God, he missed me. I love my doggy so much. The other part of me is like, will you calm down? I'm home now, you little prick. You know, listen to him. I'm getting yelled at again. I love my dog. I love my dog. I love my dog. But, you know, it just, like I said, the power of those movies doesn't really hit you unless you see them at the theater. It really, you know, I really don't understand the people that are making the Star Wars movies anymore. It is. It's not even shitty fan service. If it was fan service, it would actually probably be, you know, maybe, dare I say, passable. But it's not that. It just sucks. But anyway, I had a really good time, you guys, and I wish you'd all been with me. Because we'd be sitting, we'd do a bonfire out in the fire pit. And Jackass here would be entertaining everybody. And we'd be talking Star Wars, and it would be a blast. I mean, God, I would love that. What fun. What fun. But I gotta tell you, go and see it at the theater. Go, I mean, to me, The Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, is the greatest film. And I saw Casablanca last night. It is literally, it is as tightly written. It is as well plotted. The acting is just as good. It's the greatest movie ever made. And then you add the special effects. Okay. And I just, I think we tend to get so jaded that we forget just how goddamn special those movies are. We really do. And we forget how good, what an event it was to go to see them at the theater. And you just didn't go, and it's like that with the Indiana Jones movies. We didn't go just to go see a movie. We went to go fucking see Star Wars. 4, 5, or 6, or, Indiana Jones, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. They were events. And they were made by people who grew up going to movies as events. Okay. Casablanca, when you went to go see Casablanca, you didn't go to see just the movie. All right. You got a newsreel. You might have got a serial, which was a continuing story like The Perils of Pauline or whatever. You got cartoons. Where do you think all the Warner Brothers classic, now banned, cartoons started? They weren't made for kids. They were made for adults. Okay? All right, so when you hear some fucker saying, it's animation, it's made for kids. No. It depends on the context and the story. Okay? We grew up on Warner Brothers because no one ever thought it was bad that Elmer Fudd carried his shotgun and was shooting at Bugs Bunny because we all knew Bugs Bunny would win. But you got that, and then you got the main event, which was Casablanca, which was Gone with the Wind, which was The Wizard of Oz, which was, George Blandings, Mr. Blandings builds his dream house. Any of those movies. Okay. Any John Wayne movie, Stagecoach, The Searchers. Yeah, know your kids. And he was right. All right. So, and you're right, Ms. Arias. I mean, Star Wars, watching the movie and seeing all the themes going on, you have basically the Emperor challenging Vader, Anakin, to go after his son. That's the thing. You've got Luke, this callow, very hubris-filled kid, thinking, yeah, I can do this. Getting his ass kicked, literally getting spanked by his father. His friends get in trouble. His friends were every bit the heroes he is. Okay? His sister, his best friend, and there's so many themes going on. I am going to walk him into... You stop that! If I let him out, you'll never see me again. Or he'll be hanging on me like a monkey. He weighs about 40 pounds now, too, by the way. Yeah. Oh, goody. I think he ate his dinner. Here's what my dog does. I will give him his dinner, fill his bowl up, and he won't eat. And then suddenly, I'll put it in his crate. He'll be in there, and he'll finally eat it all. It's like, just eat it. It's there. Eat it. And he's like, and I know he likes it. I think he's a cat dog. Is that possible? Is there a cat dog? Anyway, it was, I know going live with you, Aaron, how hard it is. You have everything in the world, all this noise going on. And with my voice, It, you know, they, I am enraged, I think, by the sequel trilogy. I really am. I mean, it's so bad. The sequel trilogy is so bad. It's just bad. You know, first off, you want to look at Bob Iger and say, you never should have ever even looked at Lucasfilm. Then you look at George saying, Kathleen Kennedy, and him saying, I thought she'd actually keep her word. Oh, there's lots of shit going down there. I guarantee you the reason why Indiana Jones 5 isn't going to be made is because Steven Spielberg basically told Kennedy, you fucked up. You screwed George over. I'm done with your shit. I guarantee you that's the reason why. I didn't, you know, when Anakin, you gotta see the OT in the theater. When they are torturing Han, I kind of shrunk him and I just put my head down. I hate that scene. I always have. I'm one of those people that Dad was a World War II veteran. I studied the Holocaust. I know what the Nazis did. And my inner Jane Wayne wants to go and like kill everybody in the room and get him out of there. I mean, I'm like, you know. And then, of course, the scene where the carbonite, I watch it until the smoke, and then I'm like, I can't watch it because I want to go in there and get him out. It's weird, but if you knew what was going on, he basically told, and he walked away with the script too. He told Kennedy to fuck off. I know he did. I know he did. Go see it, Terminus. I'm looking at you right now. Get your ass out there to see the movie. Go. Okay? Because when you watch it as an adult, you pick up all these things you missed as a kid. And you realize just how fucking good it was. Okay? You know, I'm like, I really wish that they would just tell us what's going on and say she's gone and then apologize to everybody. You know, I really, really do. I apologize to George especially. And Mark and Harrison and Carrie's memory. Because after watching The Empire Strikes Back, and I'm going to get really upset. Those characters and those actors deserved so much more than they got. For something that has meant so much to people for 40 years, to be treated like goddamn toilet paper. And not even good toilet paper, but the rough kind. Yeah, they did. And actually, the first few weeks it was out, it made the most money of all, across all the theaters. And they released Raiders of the Lost Ark too. If they do that, I'm gonna go see that in the theater too. My God, that movie. I had so much fun. The last time, you know, when I went, I had a friend, and the last time we went, it was like in like August. Hey James, it was like in August, and we bought a box of lemon heads, and we were sucking them and throwing them at people. We were 13. We were bad. We were brats. We were brats. I think you'd really like to give the fedora one more try. Harrison, you know, yesterday, Midnight's Edge, Tom there did a video about actors doing Star Wars and is it a curse? And the actor that, became, the biggest box office star in Hollywood, Harrison Ford, got to start there. And I really think when I see him, I really wish someone would say, you owe Han Solo everything. And he does. I mean, he was coming in at the very end, and I'm going to tell you guys this. In the 1970s, weird actors, really fucking Dustin Hoffman, Martin Sheen, that little shit from Jaws. Can't remember his name. All these really weird Harvey Keitel guys that weren't really, 20 years before that, 30 years, would have been laughed out of Hollywood. We're big actors, even Robert Redford, who was, when I look at Robert Redford, back in those days, he was a cream puff. Richard Dreyfuss, yep. Robert Redford was cream puff. Harrison Ford comes along. Harrison Ford is matinee idol, Clark Gable, good looks. I mean, stop traffic, women going, those guys are like, oh, and Mark Hamill, oh, and and he wasn't getting any play, and it's not because he was a bad actor, it's because Hollywood was bent on weirdos, weird, skinny, smarmy beta males. The method acting was the big thing. Robert De Niro, the ethnic dude. Han Solo comes along. Lucky, George Lucas is like, he's the only guy that could play him. And stop it. He's horning him on my action right now. He's a shit. And, he, if it wasn't for George Lucas giving him a chance, he never, you do. He finished his dinner and now he's playing soccer in his crate. Okay, because he didn't do anything today. He didn't walk 2.5, 3 miles this morning. Yeah, guess who walked him? All right. Is he tired? No. No. No, he's a shit. And I love him to death. I absolutely. He was so happy to see me. He was like, Mommy. And when he's 120 pounds, he's trying to crawl into my arms. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, Ford had a hard time. He did a lot of, hey, Dave. He had a lot of TV shows, Gunsmoke and the like. But really, he wasn't getting any play. He was in Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola. And that's basically what, and of course, American Graffiti. But no, so he gets to play Han Solo. And then there are other movie parts. Excuse me. Frisco Kid, Hanover Street, some other movies. And then The Empire Strikes Back. And all of a sudden, Steven Spielberg says, well, if we can't get Tom Selleck, what about Harrison Ford? Okay. Han Solo made Harrison Ford a movie star. Period. Full stop. Okay. That's it. And I really don't understand. Tom Selleck is gorgeous. Stop it. The only reason, and I'm going to tell you this, Shaq, Aaron, the only reason why he didn't get the role is because he was making Magnum PI. and CBS wouldn't let him out of the contract, and they had to find somebody else. That's why. And if you think about it and you think about the role, Tom Selleck was actually the perfect fit. And then Harrison Ford showed up. Okay? Either one of those guys. But Harry was the guy that got it. And with that movie, but it was Han Solo that got him that role. Okay? So he owes that character more than this bullshit ST shit. And I tell him that. I don't like it. I think it was a forerunner to what they did to Mark. We will test it on Captain Solo. Oh yeah, they fucking did. Force choke! Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. All right. But anyway, that's it. My one glass for the night. I actually would like to have more, but I can't. So anyway, I've been on for a while now, and I'm pretty sure my husband would be like, what the fuck? We'd already be in bed right now. It's been a really good night. It's been an interesting night. And I tell you guys, if you get a chance to go, oh, my doctor would kill me. If you get a chance to go and see the original trilogy, any of the movies at the theater, go do it. Go do it. $5. Cost me $16 total. Worth every fucking penny to go see The Empire Strikes Back again. Yeah, I really wish my doctor thought that, Erin, but she's a pain in the ass right now, so, or maybe it's because I was drinking too much. No, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. Even the special effects aren't old. Hey, you know what? Austin, if they did that, if we could watch, this is how I do it: 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. That's how I would release it. That's how it would be seen. Because people would walk away going, I suddenly realized what Star Wars is about. And then when you see Vader walking away, dropping his head, and then walking away and walking with his head down, hands, with his hands crossed behind his back, you'll understand why you suddenly got to meet Anakin Skywalker in that moment. And I'm not kidding you. George didn't realize he did it, but now when you look at it, that's exactly who showed up. And the reason why the Emperor was so keen to get Luke is because he knew he was losing Vader. I did it. I fucking figured it out. Awesome. The Imperial Walkers, when you see that and they're looking through and you see this like gray, kind of misty blue haze, and all of a sudden you see these shadows, it's like, oh shit. It's just, God, this movie's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. It's like literally, and I gotta say this, man, this is the movie that totally made me fall in love with Han. I mean, God, he's so fucking gorgeous. Just, God. Yeah, thank you for yelling at me. All right, I gotta go because I'm getting yelled at. And I gotta take him back out. We gotta walk up and down the street a little. At. Harrison Ford. I mean, he's still fucking gorgeous. He really is. I'm not kidding. He's still a babe. Anyway, you guys have a good night. And I will talk to y'all later. See you in the galaxy. Go see The Empire Strikes Back if you can at your theaters. Good night, guys. May the force be with you. And let's kick Kathleen Kennedy's fucking ass.